What's up, YouTube? Big Dog here, back again for another edition of Big Dog Movie Reviews. Today we're discussing not a brand new film, but one that came out earlier this year, one I kind of regretfully didn't see in theaters because everyone was talking about all my peers were talking about it so much. But that film is, of course, Midsommar, by Ari Aster, starring Florence Pugh. I've heard a lot of weird things about this movie. A lot of good things, too, honestly. But, we'll see what I thought of it. Same format as always, likes, dislikes, final score, final comments. This one's not Midsommar, not in theaters anymore, but it did come out earlier this year. I rented it on Amazon for $1. I was kind of cheap for that, but, I'll take it. Saved me money. So here we go, Midsommar, likes. The camera work was really cool, especially in the beginning. There were some really interesting camera angles throughout the film, and I thought it was just really interesting camera work. It gave you a really interesting perspective on things going on, and I thought it was just really cool to see Ari Aster's vision with the camera work. It was really interesting, really kept me engaged and kept me like, that's an interesting angle, cool shot, that type of thing. Scenery was really beautiful. It takes place in like a Swedish countryside, and I thought visually it was a very beautiful film, very visually pleasing. It was like just all the whole nature, like the place where the cult lived was just very, despite the cult's dark and morbid activities, the place where they lived was really beautiful. It was like green everywhere. There's these big, wonderful, beautiful white stone cliffs. Very visually pleasing film at times. Other times not so much. There's blood. The weirdness of the cult. I like weird cults because they should be weird. Every time I hear anything about a cult, whether it be in film or in real life, I always like to see how weird they are. Cults are just, I don't know, they're weird, and I like to see how weird they get. It's kind of dark, I guess, about me, but, it's me, the cult kid. I'm just glad how the cult, they all these weird practices and things of that nature. Will Poulter, who plays Mark, was very funny when he was in the film. I thought he was a very entertaining piece of it. Good comedic relief through a very dark and morbid film. But it was also like, there's other dashes of comedy throughout the film that I thought were just kind of funny. And it was just like, I don't know. I just really didn't see that coming from this film. But there's like all these little like quips and sly jokes that I thought were pretty entertaining. Surprisingly semi-funny film. But that's it for the likes. Now onto the dislikes. So there's a temple in there, that's revealed later in the film, maybe earlier. I didn't catch it if it was revealed earlier. But it's where their dead go, and it's like they burn it down, and long story short, it gets burned down with people in it, blah, blah, blah. But the cultist who said that no one goes in there, but yet everyone was going in and out of the temple several times for several scenes throughout the movie. Which that got me thinking, I don't know if he said maybe outsiders aren't allowed in there. Maybe I missed something in the film. But I didn't hear him say no outsiders, I just heard him say no one goes in there. Which leads me to believe that not even the cult members are allowed to go in there. Unless it's obviously I would see if it was one scene where it's one guy going in and one guy going out. It's but with as much as people as they had going in and out of that thing, I felt this line where he said no one goes in there was a big lie. And if I missed something, I missed something, but I didn't pick it up that it was no outsiders only. The guy who plays Christian, Jack Raynor, is his name, I think I pronounced it right, sucks. He was not a good actor. Horrible actor. I was not impressed with his performance whatsoever. Florence Pugh did a pretty good job. I thought she was pretty amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if she got an Oscar nom for her role in that. I thought it was really interesting. She's having a huge year this year, actually. Between that and Little Women, she's coming out in Black Widow. Florence Pugh's on the rise. But anyway, this is dislikes, not likes. So yeah, Jack Reynor, not a good guy. Well, he could be a good guy, not a good actor. Could be nice. Some weird... Okay, Danny, who was Florence Pugh's character, took part in this dancing competition. Probably while on drugs, let's be honest. But there's this weird... The screen got really weird and it was like showing this weird vision while Danny was competing in this. It was like... The screen got all like filled with like pink and yellow and all these wild colors. There was a faded image of her face like showing through those colors. It happened, but there was no explanation as to why it happened. I would have liked a little more clarity on what that was all about. I was kind of left in the dark on that one. You wink. And there was... Wait, oh, yeah, this is weird. There's a scene where... Okay, well, I haven't had any spoilers, but, you know, might be a spoiler here. There might be a spoiler here, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have seen this already. But there's a scene where Danny ends up winning that dance competition and gets crowned May Queen. And right after that, they have a big feast with, like, pretty much everyone in the cult, as well as Danny and Christian. And I was almost thinking my eyes were playing tricks on me, but, like, you can see, like, the food and stuff, like, jiggling. Like, it's all made of Jell-O and, like, constantly wiggling. I think it was because everyone was on drugs, and they're, like, that's what Ari Aster was going for, was trying to make you feel like you were on drugs. Which, I don't know what that's like. But anyway, I would have liked it to be a little more clear. I think that's what it was, but, like, a little more confirmation. If it, like, kicked... Like, no one really took any drugs, like, just before this. It was earlier, like, maybe 10 minutes prior was the last time someone did drugs. There's a lot of drugs in this movie. But if someone, like, you know, ate a shroom and then this was happening, would have been a lot more clear for me and I would have known what's going on. But in this case, not so much. So I would have liked some clarity on that. There's a very short scene where, towards the end, where cult members are burying, like, some seeds out of the bag, some meat, and, like, an egg or two, and then just bury it, all in one hole. Why they were doing this, I don't know, but it was, to me, I felt that they were trying to make it very clear that you knew what they were burying, what objects, with the seeds, the meat, and the eggs, but, they never explained why those three things were getting buried in a hole together. So that literally was just, like, left me wondering, like, what the heck was that all about? Like, it's like an eagle eye shot. It's, like, straight up and down so you can see exactly what's going in the hole. So it's, like, to me it's very clear they want you to know what's going in there, but they don't explain why these things are going in there, which I would like to know. And there's some weird breathing thing throughout the movie that the cult does. It's like... It's like everyone, like, they're all doing it, and that was never explained. It could just be, I get that cults are supposed to be weird, but I would like some explanation between the cult. Like, there's a scene where these people just leap off a cliff and kill themselves, and they explain that in the film. So I knew about that. And it's just, so cult can do weird things, and the film can explain it. So when the cult does weird things and the film doesn't explain it, especially while explaining other things, I really like to know, like, what's going on with it, just everything. Just explain everything the cult does, if possible. Like, which I would say if possible, but it is possible. So, yeah, wasn't really like that. So, with all that being said, Midsommar got pretty good reviews when it came out. I know a lot of people I know that really enjoyed this film. But I wasn't too impressed. I thought it's a modest 5 out of 10. It's not bad for A24. I've seen a reasonable amount of A24 films in the past month or so. And I'm normally not a huge, based on what I've seen, not a huge fan of A24. But this might be their best outing yet, in my opinion. Because, yeah, Just about every other A24 film I watch, the studio is below average. But I was very averagely impressed with this film. And it's better than Hereditary, which is the other Ari Aster film I watched. I hated Hereditary. I thought that one was very hard to follow. Whereas this made things a little more clear. Ari Aster had a bit more of a storyline involved. And a bit more things explained. But the film as a whole, to me, is nothing special. If I had to pick something, I would say Florence Pugh was the best part of the film. I think she did a really good job. But Midsommar, 5 out of 10. That's a review. It's going in the book. Do smash that like button if you like this review, or if you like me. Pretty likable guy. And do leave me a comment in the comment section, whether you thought it was better than a 5 out of 10, you thought it was worse. I like to know other people's thoughts, so please let me know. And as always, please do subscribe to the channel. I do movie reviews as frequently as I can. I keep them flowing. And this channel is just a way for me to show my passion for film to the internet, to the world, through YouTube. So please do subscribe. And as always, if you're looking to get a little more involved with the channel, do follow the corresponding Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd accounts for this. The username for all three of those is @BigDogMR79. That's really all I got for today. I'll put it on the screen, as always. Forgot to say that, like I always do. Put that on the screen at the end of the video, the username. But that's all I got. Glad I watched this movie, though, with how much all my peers talked about it. I'm glad I watched it, so now I can chime in with the conversation. But, yeah, that's it. That's all, folks. So I'll see you guys later for the next review, but until then, change the world. See you later.